Autism. Now what? Today I'm going to share a little secret with you about nuggets. Oh, you know, when you have a child that's very averse to brightly colored foods because of what they look like and or the textures, you have to get creative on how you're going to hide the healthy foods so that they'll eat them. Because otherwise, what am I going to feed them, right? Especially when the functional pediatrician says, hey, Jackson needs to eat about 50 to 60% vegetables every day. And you're like, I don't even eat 50 to 60% of vegetables every day. How am I going to do this? So one of the ways that we found was making our own nuggets, our own chicken nuggets and our own turkey nuggets. Now, are those nuggets going to look like what you get out of the store that are going to be all wrapped in breading? No, they're not. Could you wrap them in breading? You could by using what we used, almond flour, but that's a lot of work. And we found, you know what, I could do that, but that is some extra work, and then am I going to have to fry them? And I don't want to fry them. So what we did is we take ground chicken and or ground turkey, the organic kind, and we make them into little nuggets. And we do that by using this small scooper. We used to make the big ones, but I found that using the big ice cream scoop, he doesn't want to eat them because they're too big. So using the small scooper, he was more inclined to eat them. But the other thing that I would do is that I would smash them up and put them in a wrap, an almond flour wrap, with some cheese and hide it. And then he eats them down like no problem. Now, what we do with our nuggets is that we put vegetables in them. We slam vegetables into those nuggets. We have a food processor. We food process all the vegetables up to practically nothing, to like almost like they're juice. We put that into the meat. We put in a gluten-free matzo cracker for the breading, and we grind that up, and we use that for the breading instead of regular breadcrumbs because we want it to be gluten-free. We use 2 eggs, and we use just a little bit of seasoning. And I will also put in some dairy-free cheese to just kind of give it some more flavor. We cook those on 350 for however long until they're done, and you can usually tell. And we'll do it on a cookie sheet, and that's how we get more vegetables in him. Now, one of the other things you could do too is if you don't have a food processor and you still want to get vegetables in, is you could do these little pouches, squirt them into the food, and use them that way. There's all kinds. This brand has various kinds. They also have the fruit ones too, but I tend to stay away from those because we don't want the added sugar. But when we make the nuggets, when you use the dairy-free cheese, the gluten-free matzo cracker, 2 eggs, we use a pound of meat. We use the big thing that you buy from Sam's or Costco, the big meat. That will make us a bunch of nuggets, especially when you use this size scoop. And so we take half the nuggets and we freeze them, and the other half we put them in the refrigerator and we use them for the week. And then when we run out, we can pull from the freezer a couple at a time. I find that he'll only eat about 2 to 3 of those nuggets at each meal. He's not going to eat a bunch. He's not going to eat 5 or 6. And one thing you could do is if your kid is averse to even eating the nugget, is to pair it with a reinforcer, something that he really likes. If you do the reinforcer on the front end with the nugget, okay, with a piece of nugget, we're not asking him to eat the whole nugget originally, but do a piece of reinforcer with a piece of nugget, we find that works better. As opposed to making him eat the whole nugget first and then giving him the reinforcer. We pair it up front that he can see it, and so that he'll know, okay, I need to eat this nugget or this piece of nugget in order to get this reinforcer, and we've had more success that way, and we've had less nuggets flying across the kitchen. So whatever your child's favorite reinforcer is food-wise, in our case, Jackson loves pumpkin muffins, which of course we have to make those with a special mix. He loves those. So we've got the piece of pumpkin muffin, we have the piece of turkey or chicken nugget, homemade nugget that we want him to eat, and of course then he will eat those. And as he takes more bites, and we're still giving him the reinforcer, we eventually pull the reinforcer back and we have him eating the nugget. We might go, hey, 2 bites of nugget for 1 reinforcer, 3 bites of a nugget for 1 reinforcer, and eventually phase it out. And that's what we found works for us. And like I said, hiding the nuggets in almond flour wraps with cheese sprinkled on and crisp it up. And that usually only takes about 2 or 3 nuggets in a wrap is all you would want to do, because you don't want to make it big and fat, because then it's obvious that there's something in there. But it's a way of getting the vegetables in them, because just putting a regular vegetable on there, we found doesn't work. He's averse to that, to the brightly colored. So we put it in those things, and we found that we have more success that way. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you have any questions, write me. I'll try and respond. But you have a great day. Bye-bye.